got it back. Let's go to Al.
Well, just to follow up on the Matt Dunnigan story, gentlemen, I talked to Dr. Boucher, as I said. I suspected maybe a neck injury. He said this is not the case. It was simply a case of Matt being knocked out due to the blow, and he is, of course, a little shaky still, but there's nothing seriously wrong, according to the doctor.
Possible concussion, maybe. Headache, for sure. Second down, and about 10 to go. Damon Allen will finding wide open Stefan Jones at the 20-yard line.
I'll tell you, Damon Allen does not look like a quarterback that has been sitting around getting cold all afternoon. Just a great throw. Allen has completed 53% of his passes coming into tonight's ball game, or this afternoon's ball game. Hasn't played that much, though. He's thrown only 3 touchdowns and has had 3 intercepted.
First and 10 for the Eskimos. The ball near the Calgary 19-yard line. Sprint draw to Chris Skinner. Spun around and dropped at about the 16. Harold Hallman in on the tackle, and Hallman a little slow in getting up, along with Stu Laird, number 75. The gain is 3 yards, second down and 7. Again, Dunnigan having a look, or Damon Allen having a little trouble taking the snap from the center. He looks like the previous one.
Looks like he's got his hands a little bit too far apart when that ball comes up. Yeah?
Second down play for the Eskimos. Allen take off. Now he takes off with it. Allen to the 5, to the 1-yard line.
They love him here. Absolutely love him. 15 yards, and he's inside the 2-yard line. What a big day for the Allen family. I was watching some of the LA Raider game before coming out of this afternoon, and Marcus Allen, his brother, had almost 100 yards on the ground in the first half against the Miami Dolphins. His younger brother also putting on a great performance. Watch this.
In relief of Matt Dunnigan, Damon Allen stopped by Peterson at the 1-yard line. First and goal, Eskimos. Allen keeps it himself. He gets in the end zone. There are penalty markers at the line of scrimmage. If the touchdown stands, it'll be the 6th rushing touchdown of the season for Damon Allen, and it is. Penalty against the Stampeders declined, and Damon Allen puts it in the end zone, cutting the Stampeder lead. At the moment to 3 points, awaiting the conversion attempt by Tom Dixon.
Boy, it's so nice to have 2 quarterbacks. How tough that lesson is to learn sometimes. One of the things we pointed out before this ball game, Calgary relies totally on Rick Johnson. They do not play anybody else in normal circumstances. The Edmonton Eskimos have pulled within 2 points. So with 11:31 remaining in this ball game, we'll pause for this.
To the spotters upstairs, look at that statistic. Rushing touchdowns for the Eskimos. The quarterbacks have got 10 of them. Allen, 6 by himself. Running backs have accounted for only 5 rushing touchdowns. The Eskimos have just cut the Stampeder lead to 2 points. They kick off by Tom Dixon. Hopkins at the 16-yard line. Oh, a good play by Larry Ruck at the 30-yard line to bring him down after a 14-yard return. If Hopkins can get by Ruck, he had all kinds of daylight.
What a magnificent play by Damon Allen. Not the touchdown, because that was easy. He just had to dive over from about the 1-yard line. But right before it, here was Damon Allen. Watch his spin. Made 3 Stampeders miss him, and he moved the ball all the way down to the 1.5-yard line. Great play. And there he is, talking to the coaches up here in the press box.
First down from the 30-yard line. Johnson hands off to Gary Allen. And the CFL's leading rusher picks his way up the middle for a pickup of 9 yards. Danny Bass finally hauled him down. And Gary Allen with 1,000 yards rushing this season. And of course, he leads the league in rushing right now, and if he can maintain that, he would become the first Stampeder to win the CFL rushing derby since James Sykes did it in 1981. Stu Laird being attended to at the bench. Second down and a long one. The give is to Petros. He's got 5 yards, maybe 6 before he's finally stopped. A first down for the Stampeders. Again, it was Bass in on the tackle.
You know, I know I've talked a lot about Tim Petros this afternoon, Dale, but I can't believe he's listed in the program and in their book as 5'10", 181 pounds. If that's all the bigger he is, he's an awful big 180. He hits with a lot of power.
Petros gives the Stampeders a first down at their 46. Johnson with the straight drop to Petros in between 2 linebackers, and he's got a gain of 10 yards. Bass and Schaefer teaming up to bring him down. But we may need a measurement here as the Stampeders have moved into Eskimo territory. Up and down the field we go.
Don't forget, the Stampeders are working against a defensive unit that has less yards against it than anybody else, less points scored against it, less passing yardage, and the fewest yards rushing. And they've moved the ball pretty well all afternoon.
But that Calgary offense has been averaging 39 points a game the last 3 weeks. It's first down Calgary. Johnson has to step up, going deep down the middle for Tolbert. Oh, just overthrown at the 10-yard line. He got a hand on it.
He's within a foot of 6 points.
But Johnson put a lot on that football. And to catch it, Tolbert would have had to get both hands up there.
That ball is 1 foot shorter, and that is 6 points. The coverage is right there by the Eskimos. Just a perfect throw.
Johnson has just missed on a couple of long ones like that today. So it's second down and 10 from the Eskimo 53-yard line. 9.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Calgary leads it 30-28.
An extra defensive back comes into the ball game now for the Eskimos. They've got 6 in there.
Penalty markers all over the place. And Johnson will go down back at the Calgary 45-yard line. It appeared the Stampeder offensive line got up out of the 3-point stance before the snap of the ball. Procedure the call against Calgary.
Filarenko, big number 68. Appeared to be the Stampeder, who did not have the snap count.
So they'll take the sack instead of the penalty. That puts the ball back at the Calgary 45. And Glenn Harper, he's had 2 blocked today. He's in the punt once more. Again, 11 men up at the line of scrimmage for the Eskimos. The only man back is Henry Williams at his own 20. Setting up the return. Ball bounces to Williams at about the 18. This little guy has a lot of speed. Glenn Harper, the punter, makes the tackle at the Calgary 45-yard line, which was the line of scrimmage. So the Eskimos have great field position. There you see the time remaining. Stampede, 2-point lead, 47-yard return. We'll be right back. World-class speed. Henry Williams returning a 47-yard punt. 47 yards. Back to the line of scrimmage, the Calgary 45.
Well, the Calgary Stampeders had done such an excellent job all day long of pinning Williams in. They tried to keep him to the inside, but he found just one little hole. He wound up mad at himself that he didn't bring it all the way back. Just a great return.
Damon Allen and the Eskimo offense. First and 10 at the Calgary 45-yard line. Penalty against the Eskimos. The handoff to Chris Skinner, but Milson Jones was a good 3 yards upfield by the time the ball was snapped.
I think they'll probably refuse that when the game was only a yard or 2. The problem Calgary faces is that with Tom Dixon's leg, the Eskimos are already within field goal range with Williams' punt return.
That's for sure. Even though Dixon, his longest this year in field goals is 49 yards, is definitely within his range. So maybe that is why they're going to take the penalty and move him back.
Offside, Edmonton, number 34, first down repeated.
You must be right, Gil, because I don't think they would have taken that penalty under any other circumstances. The gain being only about 1.5 yards. 8:28 remains now in this fourth quarter. Edmonton trails by 2.
And it's first and 15 for the Eskimos at the Calgary 50. Straight drop for Damon Allen, dumps it off to Chris Skinner. Just looking to get some of that back, and he got 10 yards anyway to the 40-yard line. Be 5 yards short of the first down. That's where Mike Emery, who's into the ball game with the injury to Elvis Satelli. And it is 2nd down and 5.
Emery had dropped off so far that he completed that one easily, and I'm sure the coaching staff for the Eskimos picked that up earlier. Damon Allen getting a lot of help in play calling from the bench.
7:40 remaining 4th quarter. 2nd and 5. Allen into the middle, and it is caught by Tom Richards. A great play because the linebacker was all over him. Or was that Larry Hogue, the defensive back? Yes, it was. Number 14 was all over Richards, but he made the catch.
Hogan Hall making the stop. Hogue thought maybe he had stripped the football loose.
Fine catch by the rookie from the University of Alberta. And he'll leave as Steve Howlett comes into the ball game. Will line up in the slot to the right. 1st and 10 Eskimos from the Calgary 32. Wide open is Chris Skinner. Touchdown, Edmonton.
There are no flags. That's a touchdown.
32 yards.
Well, Matt Dunnigan had an excellent football game for the Edmonton Eskimos. He goes down with an injury, and Damon Allen comes in. He's 6 for 6, scored a touchdown, and now he puts it in the end zone via the pass.
What a great run by Skinner. He is faster than most people think. And it took the Eskimos less than 2 minutes after they got possession of the football to go in for the major score. A 32-yard touchdown by Skinner on the pass from Damon Allen, the convert by Tom Dixon. And now the Eskimos with Damon Allen at the controls leading the Stampeders 35. There you see the time remaining. We'll be back in just a moment. And now the Eskimos in front. They held an 18-16 lead at halftime after trailing 16-2 in the first half. Calgary took the lead. They were up 30-21, and now the Eskimos have roared back with Damon Allen at quarterback. It's 35-30. The kickoff goes to Hopkins. He's stopped at the 30-yard line. An 18-yard return. Craig Schaefer on special teams making the tackle. So with 6:46 remaining in the 4th quarter, this one is far from over. A 5-point lead for the Eskimos, but these two clubs have been up and down the field. And of course, they're all looking ahead to November the 30th from Vancouver. Grey Cup. And we'll tell you more about that in a moment. Johnson to Tim Petros, wrapped up by Craig Schaefer after a gain of about 6 yards to the 36. On Saturday, November 29th, we kick it off with the Grey Cup replay of the 1985 showdown between the Lions and Hamilton. The 86 Grey Cup parade live from Vancouver, and then of course Sunday, the big day, the pregame show and the Grey Cup game itself, all on CTV. The weekend of November 29th and 30th. 2nd down and 4 for the Stampeders. The give is to Petros. He's got a first down as he crosses the 40 to about the 42. Balkovic making the tackle.
Bill, you know, one of the questions Bob Vespasiani asked Earl Lunsford as general manager, you know, just what do you expect of us? This was prior to the season starting. And Earl basically said, we expect you to have a good, competitive, entertaining football club. I would say they certainly have done that.
They've got one of the better teams in the CFL. And when that man, Rick Johnson, is on, the offense is as good as anybody's. Oh, Ray Alexander went high for it. The good coverage provided by Greg Harding helped prevent Alexander from hauling that one in. So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Throw looked to be just a little bit high. A very difficult catch for Alexander.
They've had a lot of those just abouts, Frank, haven't they?
It's been very, very close. Remember Emmanuel Tolbert being 5, 6, 7 yards beyond the defense, and if Johnson overthrew it, that might come back to haunt him. There's been a number of very key plays in this football game.
Johnson over 300 yards passing this afternoon. 2nd down and 10. Looking, there's bumping going on. It's incomplete. Woodruff, the intended receiver, and Jeff George providing the coverage, and that brings an eruption from the Calgary bench, including head coach Bob Vespasiani. Watch this. He is bumped before the ball gets there.
Pop came right out on the field complaining about the play of George. Let's see it. Well, that's a tough call. It certainly could have gone one way or the other. He does get that left hand around and does knock the football away.
Greg Harding is shaken up on the play. The corner on the right side of the Eskimo defense.
We have 5:03 remaining in this ball game. And anything can happen in that amount of time.
As you take a look at Johnson, now Harding heading to the bench. Rick Johnson has now gone over 4,000 yards in passing in 1986. World Series reminder, Game 2 tonight, Shea Stadium, New York. Roger Clemens for the Boston Red Sox, Dwight Gooden for the New York Mets. 8 o'clock start Eastern Time on the full CTV network. Glenn Harper into punt once more. Again, 11 men up on the line for the Eskimos. They block it well. Short punt. Goes out of bounds at the Eskimo 42-yard line.
The punting game certainly has not helped the Calgary Stampeders. A short punt once again, 26 yards by Harper, and of course he's had 2 blocked this afternoon. One by Larry Ruck and one by Danny Bass.
Well, Damon Allen on the last 2 series has put the ball in the end zone for the Eskimos. Once himself, once on a pass to Chris Skinner. They're back out there, 1st and 10 from their own 42. The Eskimos lead it 35-30. The give is to Skinner up the middle to the 50-yard line. Vince Goldsmith, number 78, helped out by Greg Peterson on the tackle. It's a gain of 8 yards for the Eskimos. The Eskimos looking to extend their winning streak to 7 in a row. And if they win this one today, it would give them a 4-point lead over Winnipeg in the battle for first place, and the Eskimos going into Winnipeg Saturday night. Stampeders looking to come back and win this one and clinch a playoff spot. 2nd down and 2. The give is to Chris Johnstone, and the rookie pounds in there close to 1st down yardage. We'll wait to see the spot of the football. It'll be 3rd down and a yard or less to go. We'll have a measurement.
Well, I'm sure the Eskimos will gamble, even though field position is very critical at this point in time. 3:33 remaining in this ball game, and it's been a great one.
And they are well short of the 1st down by more than a yard.
Well,
so it's 3rd down.
They won't gamble with that much to go. I thought it was a lot closer than that, Dale.
So did I. I thought Johnstone got across the 51-yard line, but they spot the ball between the 50 and the 51. So Dixon is in to punt. Eskimos letting that 20-second clock wind down. Gary Allen wrapped up immediately. Back at the 12-yard line. 44-yard kick and a loss of 3 yards on the return as he started backwards. So with 3:05 remaining in the 4th quarter, the Eskimos lead the Stampeders 35-30. We'll be back with the rest of the final quarter in just a moment. Seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Bob Vespasiani's Stampeders trailing Jack Parker's Eskimos by 5 points. And it's 1st down Calgary at the 13-yard line, their own 13. Johnson, Petros again. Throwing to the receiver in front of the linebacker. Schaefer is there to make the tackle out at the 19-yard line. So the gain is 6 yards, 2nd down and 4.
Dale, I think if Calgary knew about Greg Harding's injury, he's in there playing the defensive corner on the near side, the right defensive corner. He has a badly injured elbow. He had no feeling in his hand. It's a bad bruise to the crazy bone area. But Calgary, of course, don't know that.
Second down. Johnson throwing. Woodruff knocked away. Greg Harding comes up holding that left arm of his, but he broke up the play. It'll be third down. And again, it looked like the receiver was bumped before the ball got there, but there are no flags. So the Stampeders will have to punt it away. Harding going right to the bench, where the doctor will take another look at that left arm.
No question, the Stampeders need a big play at some point along the way here because they've been out-kicked so badly. They need to get field position back. And that little guy, of course, gave the Eskimos excellent field position.
There's an onside man, and Harper throwing for the second time this year out of punt formation. And again, it's Darcy Kopp. He killed the Saskatchewan Roughriders 3 weeks ago. Henry Williams forces him out of the 50-yard line. In
Great
that
play.
game in Regina, Kopp took it for a touchdown. This is a 41-yard and a huge play for the Stampeders.
Well, we said they needed a big play to get field position. They did exactly that. They move all the way down to the 50-yard line of the Eskimos. They got lots of time. There's 2:30 remaining.
Great call for the Stampeders. Their 1st and 10 at the Eskimo 50. 2.5 minutes left. Johnson airing it out for Emmanuel Tolbert. Oh, he just missed it at the goal line. Again, just about for the Calgary Stampeders. How many times today they have been so close on that type of play.
And you really can't get much better coverage than that. Harding was right there with them, but just a ball that was overthrown by a foot one more time.
Second down.
To see if Calgary's going to play 3-down football here if they don't pick up first down on this play.
2nd and 10 from the 50. Blitz is on. Johnson going for Woodruff. Oh, he went up, but there is a flag this time. Woodruff didn't come down with the football, but he got the flag.
Well, that's not a pleasant decision here at Commonwealth Stadium, but Harding definitely bumped Woodruff right there. Hit him with his right shoulder. And that's when the flag went down. First down at the 21.5-yard line. 2:19 remaining. Stampeders are trailing by 5. And now they're in 3-down territory for sure. Jack Parker hollering instructions to his defense or hollering at the officials. I'm not sure which.
Johnson is picked off by Harding. Johnson gets over there to put the pin on Harding.
Tolbert was open at the goal line, and Johnson tried to throw it underneath.
While Johnson leads the CFL in every passing category, including interceptions, and this is a costly one.
That's a tough one. If you could have seen behind Harding, Emmanuel Tolbert right at the corner was wide open in the end zone. He tried to hit Alexander, and it was underthrown. 2:10 remaining. This game's not over by any means.
It certainly isn't, and I can't believe the amount of people that are starting to leave this ballpark. Now it's up to the Stampeder defense to put a stop to the Eskimo offense. That is the first interception by the Eskimos against the Stampeders in this, their 3rd meeting this season. Damon Allen looking for Brian Kelly. He's got him near the 35, first down. Mel Jenkins body slams him at the 35-yard line.
Well, people weren't happy with that, but he did throw him down with some ferocity. However, there's nothing illegal about that.
1st and 10 out of the 35.
And you see the time remaining. Under 2 minutes now.
Damon Allen, 7 out of 7 for 111 yards and a touchdown pass since replacing the injured Matt Dunnigan. Calls the draw to Milson Jones to the 40, to the 41, and a gain of 6 yards.
I'll tell you what, an offensive line that's blocking like that at this point in time also helps you become a better quarterback. When you hand it off and you can pick up 6 or 7 yards on first down, you've got a lot of options. Richards comes back in with the information from the bench for Damon.
Clock is running. 1 minute and 32 seconds left. 2nd down and 4. The Calgary defense must stop the Eskimos now. The give is to Skinner. First down, Edmonton. Across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Richie Hall finally making the stop. The Edmonton Eskimos 1 minute and 15 seconds away from their 7th straight win.
And their 12th victory of the year with only 3 defeats.
Damon Allen calls the quarterback draw. Look at this man run. Out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
You know, before the ball game, Paul Boudreau, the offensive line coach of the Eskimos, said they're going to look for that spot where they can have a quarterback draw. We thought it would be under different circumstances. 32 yards for Damon Allen. He's got about 50 yards in rushing as well, besides completing every ball he's thrown. What a great afternoon for the young quarterback.
57 seconds left in the ball game. The Eskimos at the Calgary 31. The give is to Milson Jones. Jones gets down to the 27-yard line for a pickup of 4. There is an injured Stampeder on the tackle. Rick Johnson, nothing he can do about it now. Injured Stampeder, I believe, is Mike Emery. He's back on his feet, number 85. He's had to see a lot of action today and has played well because of the injury to Elvis Satelli. Calgary has called a timeout. Damon Allen will go to the Eskimo bench.
Well, for the first time in CFL history, there'll be 4 Western teams make the playoffs, and if there's anything like the entertainment value we've had here this afternoon, it'll be great.
The Eskimos are 53 seconds away from improving that record that you see to 12-3 for 24 points. Good for a 4-point lead over Winnipeg, and the Eskimos play the Bombers at Winnipeg Stadium on Saturday night. And of course, a loss here today for Calgary prevents the Stampeders from clinching a playoff spot, just as BC was prevented with Hamilton defeating the Lions last night. So we know that Edmonton and Winnipeg are in. 2 more spots have to be decided in the Western Division. We'll have to wait until next weekend unless something drastic happens here now in Calgary's favor. On 2nd down, the give is to Chris Skinner. Skinner is cut down at about the 22-yard line by Mel Jenkins. And he's about a yard away from first down territory with 48 seconds left.
What do? Do you go for the field goal here to put it to an 8-point advantage? Or with 48 seconds, do you just try and kill some more time?
Well, the decision has been made. Dixon is out there, and he will try a field goal. The Stampeders on a 3-game winning streak coming into Commonwealth Stadium today. And what an entertaining football game up and down the field. The Stampeders led in the first half at one point 16-2, but the Eskimos came back in the second quarter and led it a half-time break 18-16. Then the Stampeders went back in front in the third quarter. They had a 30-21 lead. And now Tom Dixon connects from 30 yards out, and the Eskimos lead it 38-30 with just 28 seconds remaining. First and third quarters have belonged to Calgary. Second and fourth quarters, it's been the Eskimos. And the Eskimos have managed to score more points in the second and fourth quarters than Calgary managed in the first and third.
Believe it or not, we have a football club here that's going to wind up 12-3 after this game, and we've had a a quarterback controversy here in Northern Alberta. A lot of people have said that they should be playing Damon Allen in front of Matt Dunnigan. I don't suggest that for a moment, but he certainly had a great afternoon.
Johnson's throwing it. Ray Alexander, he goes up high and makes the catch at the 49-yard line of the Eskimos. So it's a big gain for the Stampeders.
What a great offensive football game.
And of course, the CFL, after a 26-yard game by Alexander, you have the chance to go for a 2-point convert. If they can get a touchdown, they have the possibility of tying this game up.
Don't forget, the Eskimos scored from 50-some yards out in the last play of the game against
Johnson
them.
goes to Tolbert at the 41-yard line. He steps out of bounds. He will not have another first down, but he has a gain of close to 8 yards on the play with 16 seconds left, stopping the clock.
A lot of people that are leaving Commonwealth Stadium are now turning around and taking another quick look.
You betcha. 332 yards passing. The one interception just came a few minutes ago, and it really hurt the Stampeders. Going deep. Harding is there. He's got another interception, and that'll do it. Trying to go to Emmanuel Tolbert again. And Johnson is picked off for the second time by Greg Harding. So the Eskimos will take over the football, and they'll hang on to win this game with 8 seconds left.
Wow, what a great afternoon's entertainment. And don't forget, stay tuned to CTV for a lot more sports entertainment as the second game of the World Series will start at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Greg Harding with his second interception today. That gives him 4 on the season. And certain amount of disappointment for Bob Vespasiani and the rest of the Calgary Stampeders. Damon Allen will just go down in one knee, and he'll have to do it one more time to end this football game. There's the updated Western Division standings. The Eskimos, 7 straight wins. Their record now 12-3. Winnipeg next at 10-5, and those two teams meet Saturday night in Winnipeg, followed by BC at 9-6, Calgary 9-7, Saskatchewan, as Damon Allen kills the clock, still not out of it. We'll have to wait at least another weekend before the playoff teams in the West are decided. Edmonton wins at 38-30. Coming up, the game stars as the CFL on CTV continues in a moment.
The Eskimos beat Calgary 38-30 before a big crowd of over 53,000 at Commonwealth in excellent weather conditions. And what a fine example of Canadian Football League action at its best.
Master Marauders out of Hamilton, the second score there, winning over the Toronto Varsity Blues. A last-minute victory. The Windsor Warriors on top of that. They have just defeated Waterloo. How about the Western Ontario Mustangs? They are ranked number 2. That is 7 straight wins as they crush the Guelph Griffins. The Gators from Bishops ranked number 6, winning at McGill against the Redmen. Carleton with a win this afternoon in Queens. And remember, the Ravens lost by 1 point 1 week ago. Going to the Far East, the Acadia Axemen, number 3, winning at St. Mary's in Halifax. The upset of the day, the Mount Allison Mounties, a field goal with 1 second left. First win of the season for the Mounties.
With drug possession.
The fact Poitier is an outspoken individual on the issue of drug testing for athletes is a story in itself.
And I just feel that this current trend now to, like, let's hold up our athletes as pristine examples is, like, unrealistic, and it's just not fair to the athletes. I mean, we're no different than you, than any other person on the street who holds a job.
But following this weekend's loss to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Poitier himself was given an absolute discharge in Winnipeg after pleading guilty for possession of hashish. And the Eskimos are dealing with the matter.
Well, our position at this point in time is that the matter, we're aware of the details, and when I say we, I mean Hugh Campbell and the upper management of this club is very much aware of the details, and that the matter is under investigation.
Okay, has the club ever had to deal with this type of thing in the past?
Since I've been here, to the best of my knowledge, I'm not aware of another situation like this on the Eskimos.
And as a newcomer to the general manager's position, Hugh Campbell hasn't had to deal with this type of matter before either. He would not speculate on disciplinary action for Poitier. Campbell did say, though, that Poitier is their friend and employee and that will not change. Both Campbell and the CFL office are investigating the matter. Al Nagy, CBC Sports.
Has to do because we have word out of Toronto just a few minutes ago that Pothier has been suspended for the rest of the CFL season and for the entire 1987 CFL season as well. Tolerate the use of or possession of any illegal drug. The OUAA All-Star team, Gino Castellan and Richie Holland made the defensive squad. The Western Mustangs had 9 players named to that All-Star squad. The Mustangs' Larry Haler was named Coach of the Year in the OUAA. Rich Holloway for the final games of the regular season. After a fast start this year, the Argos have slipped badly, losing 5 of their last 6 games. The front office has dumped the reasons down on Holloway.
Things go good, you get more credit than you deserve, and when things go bad, the finger's pointed at you. So I think it's not so much an individual thing; it's by position, and that comes along with the job.
We've gotten away from some of what we used to do a lot of because, you know, Conridge just isn't the same type of a quarterback as he used to be. And going into these 2 games against Montreal, I want to give JC and Tim as much playing time as I possibly can, and get Conridge ready for the Eastern Division playoffs. At least have them healthy and at full strength so that we know at that time we can make a decision based on what we see in the next couple games.
The coach and the quarterback agree that the current drop-back offense can work for the Argos, even though they've lost 5 of their last 6 games. The fault definitely does not lie with the quarterback alone, but if anyone else is guilty, the finger will not be pointed by Holloway.
If I felt that would solve the problem, then I'd be more than happy to do that. But I think when you get into a situation where you have to criticize publicly and you can't wash your own laundry at home, I think that you've got a bigger problem than you realize, and you're just going to create a snowball effect.
Speaking of football, W.